Chaz, good morning. We're a few hours out from the kick-off against Barnsley this afternoon. How are we on this lovely day?
Yeah, summer's returned in the mid-20s, I think, today, weather-wise, so we'll make the most of it because it's soon going to be rainy and windy and snowy and horrible. So, yeah, we'll happily take these days. Got an early cut done, so we wasn't too hot. But yeah, coming to the sort of the back end of a run of games on the pitch. I said last week it had a few scars on it. Those scars are going away now. It obviously had a week between games, which is great. You know, we're still pushing on and growing as much grass as we can on it. So, because we know that at some point it's going to stop once the temperature drops. And hopefully, well, we're pretty confident with the last 2 seasons that we can hold on to the grass cover that we have. And hopefully getting all the games out of the way now while we've got some growth is spot on for us, really, because you know, looking at after Christmas, or January and after Christmas, is December and after Christmas, there's less games, and that's obviously the time you want less games because you have no growth, and whatever you have, you hold, if you know what I mean. So yeah, again, surface is smooth. It's cut nicely this morning, thoroughly enjoyable to cut it, and it's got a nice colour. We messed around with the foliar feeds this week. We're trying different concepts and different ideas to keep a steadier colour going for rather than peaks and troughs, and that's the colour we want to keep, really. And with the sun on it, it's a lovely looking surface. As
we spoke last week, you'd just been to Egypt and you said that you were going to send a couple of City shirts out to your new friends out there. It seems they've sent the Egyptian weather back. It's 25 degrees in October, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Got to sort that out. But yeah, it's beautiful weather. I think going into next week as well. So you know, it'll be Indian summer, which we tend to get these days. I mean, the seasons from when I was young, obviously you weren't even born, but when I was young, you know, every summer was long and hot, and every winter was snowy and cold. I'm sure it wasn't, but it felt like it. And the school holidays, it was always hot, but in these days, so and it's the same. But yeah, all good. Weather's helping us at the moment. It's nice, nice to have a bit of sun on our backs, and the days are getting shorter, so pitch gets a bit more of a rest. But yeah, all looking good on the groundsman's front.
Game today, game on Tuesday against Arsenal in the EFL Trophy, but then there's obviously a break of about 11 days, I think, which is probably one of the longest breaks the pitch has had this season. What's the plan in that period?
Yeah, so we have a plan to overseed the pitch. It will have to be its first overseed since it was done. Little point in putting it on when you got multiple games because it would just get ripped out. So Wednesday, the seed will be in here, and we'll be putting probably 3 or 4 bags of seed on, put a little bit extra around the goal mouths in the areas we know struggle a bit. So, but we're holding on to them nicely. So, yeah, it's a precaution rather than a reaction to anything. So that should get a bit of growth for that 11 days, and then I don't think we got thick and fast after that. So it will get a chance, and then pretty much every game we oversee the goal mouths and the linesmen's run up by hand. A bit like feeding chickens, but we do that as well. Generally do it before the game because then the goalies can work it in a little bit and before it starts to germinate. So yeah, I'm pretty confident this season will certainly hopefully be as good as we have been for the last couple of seasons, and yeah, sort of we're comfortable.
Now I need to ask. Food on a match day, we usually just BLT or bacon or something. Grapes and bananas on the table this morning. You've come back from Egypt and you seem to be a different person.
Yeah. We did actually have chicken kebabs, the old style kebabs, which groundsman's kebab, which has a multitude of things on it. Most of it wrapped in bacon, and a bit of chicken, a bit of onion, mushrooms, tomatoes, peppers, and a nice chunk of bread with some lashings of butter. In amongst a bit of salad, to be fair. But yeah, so just being a bit cautious about my health as I go into my later years. I want to keep going for as many years as I can, and I want to get to retirement and have a retirement. So just starting to avoid the Mars bars and Kit Kats and maybe cut down a bit on the bacon. So you heard it here first. And I've also got a bit of a challenge I'm doing in next May, which will require me to be a lot slimmer and fitter than I am now, but I'll keep that under wraps for the minute.
We'll get to that when it comes to it. Now, just to finish, I have to mention we've had a lovely new sponsor board put in just this side, courtesy of our friends at Devon Machinery. I've got to ask, you're the present. It looks like this is the future.
I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll ever cut a football pitch, not for a match day anyway. Yeah, it's obviously marvellous, but it's not my thing. To be fair, I'm so much of a technophobe, I probably couldn't even work it. So that's my excuse. I wouldn't know which buttons to press. So give me a internal combustion engine any day of the week.
Well, that's the way to end. Yeah, if you haven't got a football pitch to mow and you want one of these things, get in touch with our friends at Devon Garden Machinery. There's a little plug for you. Chaz, thanks very much, and we'll let you get back to getting the pitch ready for today's game.
Thank you.